then to make matters worse, I see something that pops up about a cold case murder thing of a body that was found by his house. Like, what? Hello, welcome to my channel, Life by Shauna. Today, I am going to share 2 wild stories of God speaking, giving specific direction in some situations that we were needing a very quick right now answer for. To me, I feel like it's really helpful when I know someone, I know their situation, or it's a situation that I could see myself in that's close to home, and to see how other people hear God, how other people get direction and leading from the Lord. I'm going to share with you 2 stories that are both car related, and they're wild. It's fun. You're going to enjoy it. You know, we have all these kids, right? And we have the next one that's come up the ranks, and she needed a new car. She's turning 16. We are like Toyota, maybe Honda family people. You can drive them forever and they just keep going as long as you change the oil. Well, TJ was in a situation. He was trying to help a widow, which he has a heart for widows. She was needing to get a car sold, and she needed a certain amount from it to pay off this other vehicle so she didn't have a car payment. Well, she was asking for prayer for it. He bought it. And if you know TJ, my husband is a car guy. But in this situation, he didn't do his normal research. It also was not in the Toyota or Honda family. It was a Ford. We show our daughter the new vehicle. They go for a ride in it. It starts smoking immediately, like soon after they start driving it. We're like, great, we have to take it in. It's a Ford. We're already like, oh, Ford, but you know, it had a newer motor, all the stuff. Come to find out, he, because he didn't do the research, he realized he way overpaid for this vehicle. He was so upset about it. I'm like, you have such a good heart. You're trying to help this woman who needed to get out of this car payment. We can just say whatever mistake was made was from the Lord. And he had prayed about it. He felt like the Lord was like going to make it up to us. He's like, I just want to sell it. I don't want either of the girls driving this car. He's like, I can't pray because I'm too emotionally attached to the situation. And I'm like, I'm not emotionally attached, because we were thinking, well, maybe it would be a good vehicle for our son, who's gonna be 16 in like 9 months. Anyway, so I'm like, I don't feel one way or another. And what George Mueller says, if you guys know a guy named George Mueller, he had a bunch of orphanages, had a bunch of kids that he was feeding. George Mueller said that the number 1 way to hear God, the first step, and sometimes the hardest step, is to come to a point of having no will of your own. Because if you feel one way or another, that can distract you from really hearing the voice of the Lord. So I told TJ, I'm like, I've got this. The Lord's going to speak to me. I remember we had the conversation on a Friday. The weekend was busy. I'm like, I'm going to take a prayer walk Monday morning. And in my mind, I saw a place right by our house that I was going to get an answer, like a real answer from the Lord. Monday morning, I go for my walk. I get to that spot. I don't hear anything. I'm not feeling anything yet. And I'm just praying in the Spirit. I'm just praying for the Lord to speak. I'm trying to be a good listener. And while I'm walking, the only thing I feel at that point is to text our car guy, who's worked on all my cars for a long time. He's really great. He'll give me honest answers. And I felt like I was supposed to text him and just ask him his opinion of having that type of car, if we should keep it, sell it. He was the one that fixed the issue that came up right when we bought it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna text him when I get into the house. As I'm getting close to the home, in my mind, almost like a day vision, I see, it was a Ford Explorer, like an older one. I see the Ford Explorer come down the road, and it's coming towards me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe my answer's in here. And I'm like, I'm gonna look in the car when it passes. If William's in the car, my son, then I know that that's a car that we're supposed to keep, and it's going to be his car. But if it's someone else that I don't know, I know it's a car that we're supposed to sell. And remember, this is like in my mind, but like I'm seeing it. So it's coming down the road. So I back up out of the street, and as it passes by, I see a for sale sign in the dashboard, and I don't recognize the person in the vehicle, and it goes right in front of me, and then it goes past me and down the road. In my heart, I'm like, I'm never gonna see the car again. Well, that's my answer, right? Like, I'm supposed to sell it. But I really felt like the Lord was going to give me a word. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back into the house. I text my guy, I come back out, and I get to that spot in my mind that I felt like a couple days ago the Lord was going to give me an answer. And right when I get to that spot, I hear sell it. I'm like, great, there's my answer. I go back to the house. Paul, my mechanic, had texted me and said, that type of car is clunky. I wouldn't recommend keeping it, sell it. I'm like, great. I'm like, that's confirmation of several things. So I text TJ, we sell it. Like, that's an example of the process, the journey of me hearing from the Lord. The second thing, and this is a wild story too, this just happened today, people. We've been dealing with cars like the last 4 months. It's been so fun. My one daughter totaled hers. We had to get a vehicle for our daughter who's turning 16. And then with my car's a great car. It's a Toyota, older car. It can go for a long time, but it does have a lot of miles on it, like 190. Would I feel comfortable selling it to someone I love, or even letting one of the kids use it? Yes. Not a 16-year-old, because convertibles, soft top, maybe too much fun for a 16-year-old. We weren't really thinking in the mode of looking for a different car for me. But one came on the market. It looked exactly like mine. We're like, no, we're not going to do it. Anyways, it opened up this whole thought of, should we replace my car? In the process of all of that, this car comes up. Oh my gosh. So I'm a convertible girl. I'll always have a convertible the rest of my life, I'm sure. So this beautiful car comes up on our searches. It was a white pearl exterior color, and oh my gosh, red leather on the inside. I had been talking with the guy. Anyways, we're like, let's just hold off for now. I sent him, kind of what we were thinking it was really worth. And he shoots back last night. He shoots back a price that we were like, oh my gosh, wow, that's a great price. He just came down a lot, just like that. He's a really old guy. I mean, he's about to go into assisted living, you know what I'm saying? So we were like, oh wow, this changes things. Because I could sell my car, it'd have half the miles, this would be great. And it's beautiful. So this morning we wake up and we're like, okay, we got to figure out some logistical things. And he lives several hours out of town, and TJ calls him on the phone, and we're just talking, and we're praying. After we get done talking, we're just praying about the situation. Even though our out of pocket wouldn't be a ton, it'd still be a great deal. We have no idea, could the car break down? Is there an issue that we don't know about? We feel like it's a good thing to ask the Lord about most every decision. Ask the Spirit. The Spirit knows, So we're praying, we're talking. I'm like, are you feeling anything? And TJ's like, maybe we should just kind of take some steps and just feel it out and ask the Lord to put up some roadblocks if it's not the right thing. And I'm like, I feel like we can get a better answer than that, And so we're praying, and I'm just like, I don't know if I am emotionally attached enough to really hear the Lord on this. Cause I'm like, that car was so sweet looking and it would be a pretty good deal. The only thing that really came to my mind was this book called The Millionaire Next Door. The book talks about most millionaires you don't even know are millionaires because they live life in a way that is conservative, financially speaking. Let's say you have two neighbors, and one's driving a flashy car, and one might be like an older Buick. They're like, statistically, the guy with the older Buick may have a lot more money than the flashy car guy. And that book came to my mind, and I remembered that from it. And I'm like, is this the Lord trying to say, like, be the conservative person with the older car, you know? I'm like, that's the only thing I was feeling. And I was also, I could just tell TJ was feeling a little restless. I'm like, man, if this was from the Lord, I feel like I would be like, wow, this is exciting. But instead I'm just like hesitant. But, you know, in my mind, I'm like, am I hesitant because we're trying to figure out all the logistics, or am I hesitant because this is the Lord? I know from walking with the Lord long enough that was the Lord, but there was also the part of me that's like, oh, you know what, maybe the other thing. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I do a Google search. Guys, come to find out, this guy went to jail for 4 years for scamming people with cars and for changing odometers on hundreds of cars. Okay, that's what he went to jail for. And this was like 20 years ago. And then to make matters worse, I see something that pops up about a cold case murder thing of a body that was found by his house. Like, what? To say the least, we wrapped that up. We were like, we do not feel like this is of the Lord. We called the guy back. We're like, hey, you know, we have a lot going on right now. Maybe this isn't the best time to make a car purchase. Thank you for your time. Immediately, we both felt a sense of peace. And that is another thing that I have heard when trying to ascertain the voice of the Lord. First of all, do not have a will of your own. And second of all, if you're not getting a clear answer, go the path of peace. Go the path that inside you feel the most peace about. Because if the Lord is in it, your spirit's not going to be super agitated the whole time. It's going to feel peaceful. There may be aspects to a situation you're in that feel scary, like that takes faith, that takes boldness, that gets you outside of your comfort zone, but there should be peace with it. And that's what I wanted to leave you with today. A real life example of trying to ascertain the voice of the Lord in everyday circumstances. So if you like what you hear, push the subscribe button. Have a great day.